Okay, so today we're going to look at building a website using Gemini Coding Assistant in Visual Studio. And I've got images ready to go. So I've already created these images. So I've got the two baristas, got a coffee bean background, and the logo. That's already done. So this is going to seem pretty quick, but doing this part is quite important. And also doing your web page copy ahead of time and figuring that out. But today we got all this done and we're going to get the AI to do the copy for us. So that'll save some time. And for a basic website, like a coffee shop website with a very basic menu, that's not going to change much. We are going to close Copilot because we're not going to use that. I don't really like Copilot anyway. It didn't work well for me. So Gemini, on the other hand, still fairly new, like using this, but right here, you're going to see it, use it in the agent mode, right there. So you can click that, take it off, or you can put it on. So we're going to leave it on for this demonstration. Okay, we're just going to say create website for Angelo, Sophia, Italian. I was going to say Italian, it's important. In coffee shop with example menu and prices. I'm going to say use coffee colors. Coffee colors and let's see what it does here. Okay, I'll use coffee colors and the coffee beans PNG for the section. I'm going to say use, and we want to use Bootstrap. Also use Bootstrap 5. Okay, let's do it. We'll press enter. With these prompts, you can be, the more specific you are, the better the results are, I find. You tell it exactly what you want, plan it right out, or you can just be vague and play around with it. So my prompt was create website for Angela and Sophia's Italian coffee shop with example menu and prices. Use coffee colors, coffee beans, picture for the hero section, use the Bootstrap 5. So we'll say accept. And it's done already. Did you believe it? Show the preview. Menu. There's Angelo. And Sophia. Yeah, the funny thing is I've done a test on this a few times now. And I get a fairly different result each time. But so that's why I think the prompt is important. So you see it's got everything. We can make some adjustments. Add some SEO to make it work better. Let's do a commit. Okay, so first draft's done. So let's go, let's call it first draft. That's pretty good for a first draft, I would say. So the only thing next to do would be to make some adjustments depending on who you're building the site for. If you're building it for yourself, well then you just play around with it until you get it right. And having nice images makes a big difference. Like you know, and if this was a real coffee shop, you want to make sure the price is right, the items are spelled right, and you know, and you want to make sure all this information is correct too, like the contact information, hours of operation. That's important. Second, my just realized my picture's in the way here. One sec. Yeah, so you can see the full thing here. The contact. It's a fake place, right? So it's Coffee Lane, Flavortown, USA. But we're back here. So, but if you did this with real pictures, you're gonna have and I've done this a few times, so I had some different results. Like, so I think that's why it's important. If you already know what you want, then you be very specific with the prompt. You know, tell it what colors to use. Tell it what, if it's color palette, use the color palette a specific way. And what it does, it'll code it for you. And all this CSS stuff that's usually quite complicated, you don't have to worry as much. But you can make adjustments if you're using Visual Studio Code, VS Code. You can make your own adjustments, right? So I think that's it for the initial phase here. Now, if you wanted to, there's still things for SEO you need to do, like the meta tags. You want really good meta tags. You want location-based schema in there. That gets a bit more complicated. Yeah, but the initial part of the website here, like you can show this to a customer. So like we got a working website already. We've got Bootstrap, so it's mobile ready. The only thing to add would be like if they wanted some different way to communicate with their customers. If they wanted to add some social media logos here. We could even do that. Let's do that right now. Let's tell Gemini to add social media logos let's put it in the footer. Let's say let's go with the Instagram. Let's go Facebook, Instagram. What other one should we go with? They want to communicate Facebook, Instagram. I think that's probably good for a coffee shop. Yeah, let's do that. I mean, depending where they are. I mean, most people in North America are using Facebook and Instagram for showing pictures of things like this. Okay, just gotta wait a second here. It's a good time to sip coffee, make it a coffee website. Let's go accept. There we go. And it did it with some nice icons too, so let's go close this. And yeah, you use the FA icons, which usually come from an icon set like Bootstrap, or what's that other one? I can't remember. Anyway, the FabFa Facebook and FabFa Instagram are good ones to use, and people are used to seeing them on websites. That's good. And all this would have to be their actual addresses. So if you want to change that, you'd have to where the hashtag is, put the actual address of Facebook and Instagram for the user. Okay. I think that's it for today. I mean, you got a working website in less than 10 minutes, but you've already done some groundwork. So I mean, realistically, you've got the pictures done. Depending if I did these pictures with AI, but you'd want to obviously get real pictures of Angelo and Sophia. And the logo, that takes some time. No, I just did this one. It was Angela's extra espresso bistro that I did before. So I just throw it in there. So you'd have to get the logo down. That takes some time. But after the images are done and you got a plan, this system could save quite a lot of time. And I personally think this, and we haven't done a more complicated project on it yet, but I have a feeling it's going to do a good job. As long as the most important thing is you have a plan and your prompt is very specific, right? And you don't let it make too many decisions on its own, because might make decisions that you won't like. Anyways, that's it for today. I'll see you next time.